Thank you for coming. I really enjoyed the film. I have a question about a romantic film, Truly, Madly, Deeply, which even showing my daughter the trailer the other day made me cry. Mr. Rickman, could you please talk about working with Anthony Minghella? And that was his first movie, I believe, as a writer and director.
Those of us who knew Anthony are still in a certain amount of shock about that. I mean, that came from nowhere. And it's been very affecting in all sorts of ways, especially in terms of, something we were talking about earlier, about what choices you make in life. If your life is going to be snapped off at the height of your creative powers, then you better, seems to me, make good choices along the way, because you're going to be measured by them one way or another. Anthony was a huge influence, of course, because that was his first film. He valued, because he came from the theatre, he valued rehearsal. And so Juliet Stevenson and I had 2 weeks rehearsing before we set foot in front of the cameras, and that's something that a lot of directors aren't given time for, and producers don't understand the need of, and the fact that it's sound economics to have actors who've got some idea of what the shape of the story is. It's not always necessary, it's not always right. Sometimes you should just kind of throw yourself at a scene and improvise in a way. But with that story, it wasn't. We really needed to know what we were doing. I don't know what to say. It's the most enormous loss, because he was the most generous man, and a teacher, as well as a director. And when I came to direct a movie 10, 12 years ago, he was editing The English Patient at the time, and I can't think of anybody else who would have invited me to San Francisco, where he was editing with the great Walter Murch, and let me sit there and watch them, and let me say stuff about the movie that he was cutting together. I mean, that was an incredibly vulnerable thing to do. And in the space of a week, I learnt 10 years just watching those two. So, I don't know, I'm a bit inarticulate about that one.